It's been called the blue-eyed, brown-eyed exercise, first done back in 1968. A white teacher in Iowa separated her all-white classroom into two different groups based on eye color, only giving half of them certain advantages to help them understand what discrimination feels like. Well, I spoke with Jane Elliott about the impact of her exercise, as well as what she thinks could end racism for good.
The brown-eyed people get 5 extra minutes of recess. You blue-eyed people are not allowed to be on the playground equipment at any time.
Were you surprised by how quickly their behavior turned?
I was astounded at how quickly they turned on me. I was astounded, yeah, because I have blue eyes.
I hate today because I'm blue-eyed.
The classroom that was like a family just minutes before began to turn against each other once the exercise started. The brown-eyed kids immediately taking advantage of their newfound superiority, while the blue-eyed children were bullied, talked down to, which even had a negative effect on their schoolwork that day.
On Monday, we reversed the exercise, and blue-eyed people were much less vicious to the browns than the browns had been to them. And I said, why didn't you blue-eyed kids get even with this brown-eyed kids? You said you were going to. And they said, because we found out how it feels to be treated that way, and we didn't want to make anybody feel the way we felt.
And it's not just kids. She's brought the same experience to the Oprah Winfrey Show back in 1992 after the Rodney King beating and LA riots, and has been delivering similar seminars to corporations around the U.S. for decades.
And we've had many times we'll have somebody, blue-eyed person, stamp out of the room because they don't have to put up with it. And I say, no, you see, they don't have to, do they? Isn't that wonderful that you can jump in and out of it? Blacks can't jump in and out of it. There's no way. You know it, and I know it.
The video of George Floyd being suffocated at the hands of police, sparking protests that Elliott says could be the change we need. But she believes the key to ending racism is changing our flawed education system, which often ignores the accomplishments of people of color and discourages Black students.
If we could change our education system, we could do away with racism in this country in 2 generations. There's not a doubt in my mind but what we could. And I think we're on our way to doing away with that when you see these protests in the streets all over the United States. They're protesting because, oh my God, Black people were telling the truth all this time.
Let's take these collars off.
As for the kids in that classroom, Elliott says the lesson in discrimination and pain stayed with the students even after they were all grown up.
Why are we surprised when Black kids are angry? Because they go through that for a lifetime. Those kids had it for one day at the hands of one teacher for the purpose of making them more able to empathize with other people. Black kids don't have that. They have it with every teacher from birth to death. And they know it isn't going to end until somebody stands up and says, this has gone on long enough.
Tammie Sutherland, City News.